Hello, all you cool kids out there. I am Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net, and thank you guys so much for joining me today on this impromptu afternoon live. As you guys know, I normally go live from Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But today I decided to do a little quick video. I want to make some more fabric junk journal covers, and I'm going to make it kind of this style, but I'm going to use larger pieces of fabric to cover the whole cover. So I hope you guys join me for this episode. We are going to get started. So the first thing we are going to do is we need to measure our heat and bond. And this is Heat and Bond Light, which is the purple version of the Heat and Bond that I use. And I'm using the purple one in this instance because I am going to be sewing on the actual cover itself. So I need to use the sewable Heat and Bond. So I'm going to cut this down to the size of the cover. I want to leave about an inch around on each side. And I'm just going to easily achieve this here by just glide it through. I don't know if this works. I can't remember if this works on the red one. I don't think I've tried it on the red one, but somehow it seems to work here. So again, let's cut this down. It's a little bit too long. And again, we're just going to glide it down. Okay, perfect. Now, I save these scraps of the Heat and Bond. I like to use the scraps to use for like tags and stuff. And I do separate my purple Heat and Bond from the red Ultra Hold Heat and Bond, just so that I make sure that they stay separate and I don't get them confused. Okay, so I have the covers done for my other journals also. So we're going to work on this one right here. Now, we'll get to the cover in a moment. Maybe at the end, maybe on a second part, maybe tomorrow. So here we have our cover. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Michelle. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is Heat and Bond. And it is the Heat and Bond purple. Let me leave a link to it so you guys can check it out. Here it is right here. It's a Heat and Bond Light is what it is. Heat and Bond Light. That is what is working for me right now. Let me get you the link. There it is right there. Okay, so that is, like I said, we're making this right here. So we need just about this much around the book so that we can fold it in. That's the whole idea. Like I said, we're going to do this style, but we're going to use bigger strips of fabric. So now I actually need to get my heating pad on and my iron and everything like that. So let me do that. I got my iron pad, my heating pad here. Well, not heating pad, it's an iron board. A fabric iron board for your desktop. And let me get my iron. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I cleaned somewhat and I don't know where my iron is. Where is it? Freaking iron. Oh my goodness. This is why I don't clean, you guys. You see? One moment. It was in the living room. Okay, so I got my iron. And let me clear my desk just for one moment because I kind of have a lot of things going on here that are going to get in my iron's way. So let's make sure that's all out the way now. Okay, perfect. Let me plug it in. Okay, so while that is heating up, I am going to arrange the strips of fabric on the Heat and Bond the way that I want them to be on the cover. So I'm working with my bed sheets still, my set of bed sheets. And I'm just going to arrange them like so. I made these thick strips. Okay. Now, let me get something to hold this here while I work. And then I'm going to alternate them with these pink fabric strips. Okay, and you want to make sure that they go from edge to edge, that all the heat and bond is covered with fabric. Okay. I'm like trying to find things to put in corners because it's like melting. Not melting, but it's like moving, I should say. Okay. And then I was going to use this one over here. The pink roses. This is actually just 2 bed sheets. But I like the combo of the fabric, of course, because I love me some roses. And then we got another strip of pink. We are going to sew through this right after we get it glued down to this. And after we get it down on the paper also. Okay, and then the red roses are going to go down. Making sure we're using the right side of the fabric that I have issues with apparently. Okay, right there. And then we need one more of the pink to be over here. This heat and bond is not supposed to, but of course I still find that it rather does. I will not lie. I still find that it does kind of gunk up my needle, but I'm okay with it. Okay, you do want to trim the fabrics as you go along, which I did not do. Try not to move them. Okay. Now we are ready to actually iron on. Let me get where's my parchment paper? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, this is why I don't clean. Now I don't know where my parchment paper is. Okay, here it is. I found it. Oh my gosh. Just to make sure. Ooh, don't move. Don't you move. Oh my god, it moved. Okay, don't move. Okay, let's get this going because this stuff is moving. I might have to do this on the other side actually, where the actual and my iron is set to the highest setting, the hottest setting possible. Hello, Emily. Hi, Carrie Ann. Sorry, I haven't looked up. Deirdre's here, and River City Creative, Gigi, Michelle. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm actually supposed to be ironing on the other side. I don't think this is gonna work. Let's see. I've done this before and it didn't work, but we'll see. You're not actually supposed to move the iron around. Did it fuse somewhat? Okay, it is working. Okay, the fabric is thin enough. Whew. Sometimes you do this and the adhesive doesn't want to melt, and so you just want to basically turn it around and iron on the heat and bond instead of the fabric like I am right now. Sometimes the fabric is too thick, and so you have to do that. Welcome, welcome everybody. Doesn't that look pretty? I thought it might. I have to keep coming up with things to do with all this freaking fabric I have to. Hi, Tina. Thank you, Linda. I think it's going to look really cute. Let's see. I was like trying to puzzle together how I should do this. And I figured the best way would actually be to iron on all the fabric, put it on the paper backing, which is the packing paper I like to use, and then sew on it, which is different than what I have done before in the past. Emily, yes, I found some good stuff. I was really excited. I want to go to another weekend where I go like for a 2-day shopping spree and we hit up some more places. And then maybe even make a couple more videos. I think it'll be fun when I go out there. I'll be more prepared next time with more like video ideas and stuff with those ladies. Okay, I'm taking my sweet time here because I want to make sure everything is melted on. Just trying to make sure every edge, because it always happens to me like, oh, this little edge here. All the time. Okay. That seems to be pretty good, I think. Yeah, everything seems to be pretty melted. So now we gotta let it cool down before we take it on to the next step. So let's set this aside. Let me just double check that. Just double check that everything is nice and melted from back here. Like I said, sometimes your fabric is too thick and you want to iron on the heat and bond. This is what I mean. But it feels like it's nice and melted. So let's just set this to the side and we'll come back to it. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is this right here. And what we're going to do what we're going to do is I have some other strips of fabric. Oh, I have this blue. Oh, no. Let's do these strips here. These strips. And we're going to do more of the pink strips too because I think it would still be a nice combo. Let's see. It seems I have thick strips. I want the thicker strips here. Thicker. I don't know how many you might need. Maybe like 4 of the thick strips. Okay. So I got 4 of those. And then this is another bed sheet that I freaking love. And the next one I think I'm going to do blue. Okay. So we have these 2 colors of bed sheets. And on the very edge I'm going to put kind of one that doesn't really show up a lot because this is the edge of the fabric, so this is probably going to be tucked in more than likely. And again, we're just going to trim as we go along. And I'm trying to find something to lay down so it doesn't get so big. Okay, so now we're going to do a pink strip. That. Okay. I'm going to do another one of these strips. I want one to be really pretty because it's going to be really prominent. Maybe let's have it going the same way as this fabric right here, with the dots to the right. But that'll make the flowers going the wrong way though, actually. So we should do it this way. Gotta think about that. Okay, so here's the pink strip again. And we're not gonna do it that way. We're gonna do it this way, because that would make more sense. Again, trimming as we go. So, and I'm also taking off all these little extra threads as I go along also. You don't want those in your final cover. Some of them are covered with them, oh my gosh. Okay, it's at the edge. Okay. Probably zigzag. Probably. Right here. Okay, so that piece is too small to use now. Well, for this project anyways. Let's do maybe, no, we'll keep using this one right here. I want to keep continuing on this pattern right here. Okay. And we need a piece of pink. Maybe we should have started it with a piece of pink. Maybe. Just because of how it works out. Let's see. Like that. You can configure this out, of course, before you finalize it. But I think it might look better, yeah, with the big thick piece right here. I actually kind of prefer this stacked to look like this instead. Now I'm just being really picky though. But that's okay. Okay, right there. That looks good to me. So now let me get my parchment paper. Where did I throw it? Where did I throw it? I don't know. Oh, I know where it is. It's with my last cover. Okay, let's get this down. And the last cover is already nice and cooled down, so I can work with it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I need to wash them up. Exactly. I just haven't gotten to it. But I definitely need to get to those because they were so cute. For now, I'm trying to use up the ones I got. Not really, but I'm trying. I've ripped up a couple last night in thicker sizes because I had them cut up really small and really thin. So I'm like, I need bigger strips. I need bigger strips for this particular project. So I knew I wanted this look also. As well, I have a couple of these. I will have like 2 of these type that are really, really small, more like a small quilt. I did a video on these. If you haven't checked it out, it is somewhere in my playlist, somewhere in my video history. But I am excited to get to the fabrics that I purchased in California because they were really, really nice, and I am excited to get to those. But first, I gotta finish up my spring collection here. What I'm calling my spring collection. And so these will coordinate with all the tags I've been working with and everything. So I think that'll be good. Again, we're just waiting for everything to kind of melt. All on the edges and everything. Again, you don't want to move the iron because it will shift your piece of fabric out of place. So what you want to do is kind of step your iron around, lift up and move. You don't want to glide. I have learned the hard way because the glue is now liquidy and pliable, so it'll move around with your iron. Again, I am using the Heat and Bond Light, not the Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. Yeah, I agree. I guess I noticed that, like, I purchased more shabby chic items, and Rhonda was all about her boho. I guess she wants to do like a boho journal. She's on a little boho kick. And April was kind of into it too, the whole boho aspect. As well as some darker colors, which I was into. Okay, so we're going to let this cool down. And we're going to work on the next one. I just kind of want to keep these in order. So off to the side, I'm kind of putting the covers that coordinate with the book so that way I don't get them out of place. Because that's important too. Okay, so here's the other one I'm doing. They're all from this Classics to Grow On type of thing book, but it's just not my style to cover, so I'm going to cover it up with pretty fabric that I like anyways. So, right, I wanted to use the blue one. I have this really pretty blue bed sheet. That I just adore. And let's see, flowers go, I guess, this way. Okay, and my scissors are under here somewhere. But I kind of like it this way, but that's just not how the flowers go. You could just tell if the flowers go this way. Okay. But maybe we could start it with the, no, we'll start it with this. Okay, so this fabric will go here. Let me just iron this because it's kind of bugging me that it has this big old crease in it. So 1 second. This is a little extra, not necessary, but it really bugs me. Okay, it's a little bit better. And I think I'm going to use these strips. I think they'll combine nicely with this fabric. It's got blue. This has no blue in it whatsoever. But it kind of goes. Yeah, it kind of does. I'm into it. Okay, so let's get this over here in place where I want it to be. Let me get all these little strings out the way. Now, before I actually get everything in place, I get all these little strings out the way because they bug me. Okay. So let's get these here. Again, you want to cut as you go. Okay, and then we're going to continue that whole thing. Kind of want to make this even a little bit up here. It doesn't look good. Let's see. These strips here are not that thick, but that's okay. I still want to use them the way they are. Okay. Back to the blue. These flowers are going the wrong. No, are they going right there? Are they going the right way or not? I'm trying to figure it out. I think they are. Okay. I just don't want to ruin the way that they're going. Oh my god, it's so stressful. Okay. So, yeah, this looks about right. Need another piece of this pink. This green. All right, then we need another strip of blue in there. The last strip. Okay, so this is gonna do it for me. Now let's iron. And then we'll move on to the next step. Oops. I clicked on my mouse. Oh my goodness. I didn't see it. And I clicked something on it. Okay, let me get all my strips out the way because I was only going to do 3 covers today. So I got a few more to make, but for today I'm just going to work on these. I'm going to move it along here. Again, these are all bed sheets I'm working with. This whole collection is all these different little bed sheets that I had, that I bought, that I've been cutting up into different sizes and different strips and using them in all sorts of different ways as fabric. Again, I've done these all live. So this whole collection will have been made live. Very exciting. So I hope you guys join me along for that journey. Okay, let me get some chapsticks. I think I need it. And I don't have it there. Here it is. What are you guys currently working on right now? Or what do you have on your desk? Or what are you going to do when you get home? Or what is on your junk journal agenda for the week, for the day, for the month? What are you working on? Let me know. I would like to know. Let me get this here. I'm gonna have to move this paper here because it's a little bit too small. But it happens. It's okay. I think that looks really pretty. With the blue, I don't have a lot of blue covers in this collection, but we're gonna make it happen. Multiple book journals, but not filming too much lately as my brother is in the hospital. Okay, I can see how that would get in the way. Chunky Charm, my first. Ooh, I haven't done those in a while. I probably should. They do look really, really cute decorating the journal's spine. I usually do. You ordered Heat and Bond today. I love Heat and Bond. Ever since I started using it, it's just been my go-to for trying to glue anything down without being too messy. You guys know how I feel about like glue on my fingers, so the idea of trying to Mod Podge this for me is just a no-go. That just sounds like a total nightmare to me. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome. Felicia says she's planning a few altered books using my Heat and Bond techniques. Awesome, Felicia. I wish you the best. It's really easy once you turn this fabric into book paper. It's fabulous. And once I get all these book covers done, I'm going to work on the inside book covers. Sewing in the signatures. There's a lot to do, you guys. There's a lot to do. Oh my gosh. 20 junk journals I'm trying to get done for this collection. So if you can imagine, there is a lot to do. Okay, this looks good to me. So let me move it along to the next step on the other ones. Okay, so this is the first one we worked on. And so now I'm going to cut off the excess because apparently I didn't on this one. Apparently I didn't think that was something I should have done. I don't know. I just did it. So we're going to just trim it down as close as we can. Okay, get all those fabric bits out of there. It's okay if it's crooked. For now, it's okay. We will fix that soon enough. This fabric right here. Okay. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is peel off the back somewhere. Here we go. And that basically made our fabric into a big old sticker. So this is not sticky, but when I heat it up, the glue melts. Have you shown the process for adding the end pages? What do you mean the end pages? What does that mean? Okay. So I need packing paper. Let me get a sheet. Where did I put them? I put them somewhere. Where did I put that darn packing paper? One moment, you guys. I'm a mess right now. Here it is. Okay. I'm a mess, and I'm not because it's actually where it should be. But I keep forgetting that that's where it is now, and so I think I'm a mess. It's not where I normally just stuck it. It's actually like organized, and now I'm like, where is it? Okay, so I use packing paper because it helps cut out a step, which is that I don't need to paint my cover because it's already pretty opaque. If you can use tissue paper for this technique as well, However, it makes for a very sheer end result. So you might have to paint your book, which is, I mean, it's not the worst, but you might have to do that. When you cover your books, there are pieces of fabric on the insides and the papers that cover up the end pages. I don't use papers, actually. I use fabric for that. Let me show you. Actually, I don't have I already sent out all those examples. Do I have another one here? Let me see. Nope, I don't have any of them. So I don't actually use paper on the inside here. I'll do the same thing with the heat and bond and another fabric. And basically, like this piece right here, I'll put it on the inside. And then I'll sew the signatures onto this fabric. So I'll show you. You can look through my library of videos, and I've done journals from beginning to end. It's just this particular set of journals I'm kind of going out of sequence because I'm working on so many, and I sometimes get bored of working on covers. So that's what I do. I use the same exact technique right here that I'm using right now. And then I cut it down to the size of the cover, smaller than this. Now sew my actual signatures onto that fabric. And I'll glue it all down here. I don't have any of those journals because those are all sold and sent out, and I don't have any. I haven't made any. These are the ones I've been working on, so I don't have any to show you exactly of what I mean. But like I said, I use the same exact process as I'm using right now, but just for the inside. I hope that makes sense somewhat. Okay, so now we have that cover heat on there. And we're gonna, I don't know if the next cover will fit on here also. We'll see, but let me cut this out. So then I cut it out. Okay, this is gonna cool down. I'm going to put it with the book that it belongs to so I don't forget. And we are going to move on to the next one. I think that went with this one. Let's move on to the next one, which is this one right here. And let's cut the excess fabric off. This one was a lot straighter than the last one. Not the best still, but a lot straighter. Cut all this fabric off. Oh my gosh. I need to do that too. So I don't have any tips because I'm a mess right now. I just put them all in a big old bucket right now. I mean, I don't know if you can imagine. Well, I have a bunch of fabric in bags. Just like 2-gallon bags, 1-gallon bags. Sorted out by like full sheets of fabric and scraps. And then like scraps of a different size. That's all I have. That's all I have for myself. I'm trying to clean up and organize and see what I could do. And what I need to buy as far as like containers and stuff. So I'm trying to figure all that out still myself. Okay, this should work because this is actually like really weird and too wide right here anyways. Okay, so let's peel off the backing. Again, our fabric is all fused into one. This is no stitching. It's literally just the fabric with that glue. And then we're going to adhere this part onto this packing paper. Just like so. I have all my bed sheets in a big old bucket right now. like in a big old bin. I don't even have them folded. I don't cut them in a certain I'm a mess. Oh yeah, the parchment paper. I forgot. The parchment paper is a lot more. Right now it would be okay because no glue is like on the outside. But it is a precaution just so that if any glue is on the edge over clipping, you don't get that on your iron. Also, if you leave your iron on too long in one spot, the parchment paper will get burnt and maybe your fabric might not, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. My goal is to cut a few rectangles of each for myself and then rip strips from the rest and put up in my shop, though I have some, but not too much. Exactly. I want to do that too, but I want to like use up as much as I possibly could before I decide to sell it. Okay. This is nice. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot. I want to cut it, but I can't touch it. So I'm using my little chapstick here to hold it. Or you could just wait. You could just be like a normal person and just wait. But like, why? Okay, that's kind of a mess. Yes, it is. Okay, so that goes with this one. We got one more, and so the packing paper on back is just fused to the fabric now. So let's go with the next one, the final one, which is this blue one here. So let's cut off the excess fabric. The cover is really straight on this one compared to how I'm trying to cut up this fabric. Okay. These fabric scraps are too small to use. I know some of you will be cringing. I did see this one technique where they made this like little pocket and then they like washed it or something and it like just left like a big old pile of flat fabric. But I don't know. I don't just have a washing machine, so I can't just like try it out. I have to go buy one. Oh, it broke in the summer, I believe. Blech. It happens. Okay, cutting off the excess fabric. Okay. So now we're gonna, oops. Okay. So now we're gonna peel this off. What's the difference in red heat and bond? Yeah, the red heat and bond, you should not sew through. You can. It just will make your sewing machine skip. It'll just not sew very well. Let's just say that. It's not very fun to sew through it. Let's just say that. And so if you use the purple one, your stitching will be a lot smoother because I guess it's meant to be sewn through. So yeah, so I will use, not in this case, but in the case of, let me get one of the books. Okay. So here's an example. So here, this spine, I sewed, this was with the Heat and Bond red. And as you can see, it like skipped all these stitches and it was terrible and everything. So when I actually used the purple heat and bond, it did all perfect stitches. So I guess it works better. But so that's why I would still use the red one. I would use the red one for the covers like this that I don't want to sew through. And then use the purple one on things like this and tags and little projects that I do want to sew through. So I still have both. I recently bought some more of the red one because, like I said, there's things that I don't want to sew through. And so that's what that's good for. And there's things that I do want to sew through. And I will always want to have that on hand. And so that's why I have both still. I have both. Ooh, paper napkins. I could see how that would work. I do have a bunch of paper napkins I could use for stuff. Yeah, so that's what that is for. But then I've also done projects like this. This was actually using a technique where, oh, here it is. I actually, for this one, I sewed this onto a piece of fabric itself. And then I then I put all this on the red heat and bond because I'm not sewing through it. I sewed on it on a piece of cloth. Then I adhered it to the heat and bond. So there's actual no sewing through the heat and bond. So you could do that alternatively. I've done it. It works. Same way as this one. Ooh, Barbara, everybody keeps telling me to make ruffles. I really need to learn how to make ruffles. Everybody's like, make ruffles. I should. I have a lot of strips of fabric. I keep saying I will, and I don't. I need to do it, you know. And make sure this is all good and heated through. Looks good on the edges. Okay. So I think I'm all done with the iron. So let me go ahead and unplug it. And let me get it away from me because I don't want to burn myself. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so let me cut this off from here now. Again, you could use tissue paper, but I prefer using this packing paper because it's more opaque than tissue paper. And I did it with tissue paper one time, and basically you could see through it because they're bed sheets, so they're really thin fabrics. So I had to paint the cover, and I was like, oh no, this is like one extra step, right? Whereas I can do the extra step, kind of not an extra step, because I would need to put tissue paper on this if I didn't put the packing paper. But with the packing paper, it's so much thicker of a material. And so it basically acts as if I had painted the book cover. Very rare is the occasion that it shows through still, but like I said, it basically makes me skip a step. Okay, so here we have our covers. And let me see if I can even these out with my cutter. I'm going to need some cardstock, probably. More than likely. I don't like working with them if they're too crooked. It really bothers me. So, let's see. What are we doing? No. This way. Okay. So here's my cover, and here is some cardstock that I messed up on, something that I printed, so now it's used for this. So actually, it's, whoop, sorry, I touched the camera. Whoop. Actually, what was I thinking? We're going to do this right here. Okay. I want to make sure I get straight edges, even though it doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. and how I like to work. Make sure. Okay. That is why I love this cutter. Make sure the cardstock is nice straight up. And here we go. This little last part without the cardstock never cuts. So let's just cut it by hand down here. Okay. So now that we got those edges straight, I like to line them up. And then I'll score this here. Because I know these edges are straight. And we're just going to go ahead and cut this here. Just a little bit. There we go. And now on this side. Oh, cutter. I like to be on that side first of all. Now let's cut this here. Okay. It's just the next step, but I like to do that extra step myself. Okay, perfect. That'll cover it. So I like, that way I can make the perfect triangle. Okay, so this cover goes with this book. I don't want to mess that up again. Let me make sure that this cover does indeed go with this book. Okay, cool, it does. Okay, so let's get this one evened out too. Get this paper straight here. Okay. Now this other side. I'm just going to even this out here. Ooh. That didn't do so good. I didn't cut the fabric up so good. Need to get another piece of cardstock. Okay, that's the least amount of work I could do, I suppose. It's cutting the fabric. Okay. Again, that edge won't even show up. It's just me being picky. Okay. Getting all this out the way here. Cut that off there. And then I need to do the long sides, but they won't fit in my cutter, of course, because that sucks. But I'll get this evened out. Let's see. Right there. Come on. Out. Okay. Try and make it as even as possible, but it happens. Cut her up here. Okay. Right there should be good. Okay. I'm gonna cut it off this side too. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get for being trying to be even anyways. Okay. So now we're gonna sew through it. Once I get the last one evened out, we're gonna start sewing. Here is the last one we need to even out. Let me get a drink. You could fold it in half first and cut 3 times. That's true. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, you guys. With all your tips. Let's see, maybe I could. I'm gonna try it. It sounds crazy, but I'm gonna try it. Let's see. I'm always down for some tips, some hacks. Let me get my cardstock. One moment. This one looks actually good. Let's see. There's the ones I didn't like. Hang on, I'm trying to get a piece of cardstock. One moment. Okay, here's this brown one. Guess this will work. Cutter's over there. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Then let's just do that. Cut over here, cardstock, and this thing. Gosh darn it if that didn't work. It's okay, some pieces of the packing paper are showing on the edge. That'll just go on the inside part anyways. Okay. That was a lot easier. Thank you. Okay. So now we can get to sewing. And I've been thinking about what kind of color thread I should use for these covers. And I'm probably going to just use the white thread. It's a little bit subdued, but I think it'll look pretty. So I already have my sewing machine loaded. So you think I should do green? I don't know about green. Let me do this one in white, and then we'll think about the other ones. Maybe one in baby blue. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. This one we're just going to do in white. Actually, I'm like, why is my sewing machine moving? That's because I have my mat still there. Duh. Okay. Okay. So we're going to let me get down to my sewing machine. Let me get a little lower here. A little lower. Hi, Kate. Okay. Oh, and my sewing machine is the Brothers Project Runway, limited edition CE1125 PRW. That's what I use. And I'm actually just going to use a regular zigzag stitch here. And I'm going to just sew as if I was sewing on paper, because usually I'm going to change my tension because I was actually using it on fabric earlier. And I need to change that. So here we go. I'm just going to do a zigzag stitch down each of the seams. Now that looks adorable in white. It's just really plain. And like I said, it kind of blends in. But I really like the look of it still. Yeah, this is definitely a lot easier than trying to sew on fabric. So I'm definitely going to do this from now on instead of the other way around. There you go, Michelle. It's a good idea. There we go. We're moving it along. Because when I did this on fabric, it kind of like cinched this a little bit, and then it kind of made it feel like a pocket almost when I did a straight stitch in the middle of the stitch. I wasn't feeling it. I was, but I wasn't at the same time. Okay, and then this one right here. Again, very subtle stitching because it's with white thread. We'll change the next one. I think my bobbin is gone. That is usually, oops, a bobbin problem. Because my thread is still on there. Sometimes my bobbins don't wind up very good. And towards the very end, they get caught up. So let me get another bobbin. I need another white bobbin. Okay. Here it is. I just bought these little things from Amazon to hold your little thread bobbins. Now you can just have them in a box all together. I love it. I love it. Okay. Have you seen the channel Patty Lang? She does live auctions weekly, and she sells all kinds of things from trims and fabrics and books and ledgers. Wow. I have not, but I will now. Okay, let's finish this up here. This was a hot mess here. Let's see here. Okay, good. I got my sewing machine. I need to move my computer because it kind of touches the edge. Gets on its way. Okay, so just simple stitches. You probably can't tell. But I do want to, let's see, what should I do? I don't want to do too much. I do want to keep it kind of plain, but let me do a couple straight stitches. I know, crazy, right? I'm so out there. Oh, and then I could switch it to the zigzag. Ooh, like those cool people do. Oh, let's do that. And then we'll switch it back to straight. Crazy. Craziness. Let's just do that down the line. We'll do straight, zigzag, straight, zigzag. Yep, let's do that. You're straight. And we could do zigzag a little bit. And straight again. Yay, that looks cute. Then maybe I can do a couple straight lines in between. Yep, straight. Okay, that'll add a little bit of interest. Straight. Okay, how's that? That's a little bit different. You probably can't even see it still. You can probably see it more over here. Straight, zigzag, straight. I think that looks pretty cute. I love long live streams. Trust me. I don't know why. I love it myself. This one in the middle, let's do a zigzag, and then we'll go straight, and then zigzag. Oh my gosh, so crazy. Zigzag, and then straight, and then zigzag. Oh yeah, that's insane. Last night was 8 hours. Okay, that's a little bit, I mean, 6 hours is probably my limit. She has to have other people to help her, I guess. I couldn't do that. The most I've ever done was 4-hour live streaming. That was fun. But also, it was insane. Also insane. Very cool though. I'd love to check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. Okay, so here's this. It's just gonna have lines all through it, kind of alternating. I think it'll be an interesting look. Without adding too much. So we're going back to our straight, zigzag, straight. So let's do our straight line here. And then we're going to do a straight, zigzag, straight. And zigzag. And straight. Zigzag. We'll just end it with zigzag. Why not? We're going crazy. We'll just end it with straight, zigzag, all the way to the end. Why not? Let's do another line of straight line here. And then we'll do another zigzag, straight, zigzag, straight, or straight, zigzag, straight, zigzag. So here we go with the straight. I kind of want to switch it up from this one, so I change it at different points. Straight here. And then we'll end it on a zigzag. Like the other one, but that's okay. There we go. Just to add a little bit of interest. Again, you can't really see it. Oh, a little bit. There we go. Of course, I like to cut off the edges. Too many threads drive me crazy. You guys know that. Okay, so let's do this side, the pink one, where I do zigzag, straight, zigzag. Oops, sorry. Let's do a straight here. These are a lot thinner, which is why I'm doing only 3 lines here. And let's do it with the zigzag first. And we'll do straight. Then we'll do zigzag again to end it. And Emily Bloom just did piano rolls. Daisy, I love this new technique. Piano rolls. I think I've heard of piano rolls, I think, on the show called Hoarders. This guy had like a bunch of piano rolls. This is a straight stitch right here. Let's pull this out here. Okay, now we've come to the next block of fabric. So this is what we've done so far, kind of made it look like a quilt of some sort. And we are going to start this off with a straight line. And we're just using zigzag and straight stitch to kind of add some decorative touches. You, of course, could use fancier stitches. Sometimes I can be kind of a plain girl. Sometimes. Okay, now we do straight, zigzag, straight. Straight. I'm going to do this one kind of like a lot of in between. Just really sharp bursts of everything. Here, we're going back to straight now. And now we'll go back to zigzag. And then we'll end it with straight. Okay. That looks cute. So let's do another straight line here. We're gonna do another zigzag, straight zigzag. Again, I'm gonna try and like start the zigzag halfway through where I normally did last time. So we got straight up until the middle of this zigzag. And then we'll start the zigzag here. And then halfway through the straight, we'll start our straight line again. And again, halfway through the zigzag here, we'll start our zigzag. And then here, we'll end it with the straight. Okay, and now we have another straight line to do before we end this segment right here with this fabric. It's okay if you don't go straight. It's okay if the lines aren't even. It's okay. You can see more on the back kind of what I'm doing. Kind of. It's on white thread on kind of like a light gray background. You might not be able to tell the best. But it's there. You can see it. Okay. You can see it better on some parts than others. Okay. Okay, so let's get on to this one where we're doing zigzag, straight, zigzag. So let's start it with the zigzag. Oh, wait, no, we start with the straight line. So straight line right here. It does still gunk up your needle, but like the difference is insane between this and the other heat and bond. Okay, so let's do a zigzag. Zigzag, straight, zigzag. That's what we're doing. Straight. End it with the zigzag. Awesome. Then we're going to do the last line. It's going to be straight line. Okay, and that was this cover. Right here. And that one looks beautiful, and this one's pretty much done. So I'll save this part for the next time when we actually like put it on the cover. So let's move on to the next cover. And this one is going to be this one where we did these kind of blue flowers with this pink. And I think I'm going to switch it over to a light blue thread, I think would look cute with this. So let's switch that over. So let me get that different thread. And I'll have a whole new bobbin. So one moment. Let me get that. Here is the bobbin. Where is the thread? Okay. So I'm going to be using this kind of baby blue, kind of not baby blue thread. I think the bobbin is a different actual color, but it kind of goes together. They kind of still go. Okay, so let's get this over here where it needs to be. Okay. 1 second. Oops. Of course, it needs to be cut, of course. Oh man, I'm too far away from that side. Daisy, have you ever tried Fabri-Tac? I have not. I might be more cost effective, $10 a bottle or so. I only have to tack down. Yeah, but the thing is, I understand all the whole thing about cost effectiveness and everything, but I'm also doing this live. So I can't like glue all this down and then like say, oh, come back tomorrow. Like I could, but that might be like a little bit of a bummer. So I think I'll just stick with this method for now. Again, because I don't have to wait. That's the only thing. It's kind of instant, you know? Instant gratification here. I see what you mean. I've also heard that Fabri-Tac smells really bad. I see what you mean, but but I've never used Fabri-Tac myself, no. That's why when I can avoid it, I will avoid using wet glues of any kind, really, when I can. Whenever possible, when it's not like, oh, I'm adhering stuff to the page or whatever. This looks really pretty with the blue thread. I love it. I freaking love it. Again, I'm just kind of doing zigzag down the different fabrics, the different strips. Bye, Tina. This is gonna look good. Hi, Sandra. Hi. Okay, so I think this looks cute already. I kind of don't even want to mess with it. I think it already looks really cute. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think I should sew down the middle of it? I think it looks really nice. Maybe in the pink area I will. Maybe. Let me do a straight stitch here. Yeah, down the pink area. I'm going to put some blue in there. Okay. And then we'll do a straight zigzag straight. Zigzag. Well, that's not coming out very good. I wonder why. That's coming out very bad. Not like the last one. I wonder what happened, because that looks really bad. That zigzag did not take to a zigzag. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should have just left it. Oh my goodness. Better get this sorted out before I get to the next one, though. Okay. Let's do this straight, zigzag, straight. Now let's see our zigzag. It better work. That zigzag is not working. Wow. What? Like, why? Let's see. I don't think it's grabbing onto the bobbin. And I don't quite know why not. Well, it's flowing correctly. What is up with this bobbin? Huh. The stretch seam is really fine. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I might just need to grab another bobbin. So weird. Sewing machines are starting to get on my nerves now. For reals though, they are. Okay, that looks a lot better. It might work now. On the last strip where it's actually probably going to tuck in, it's going to work. I have a feeling. Does it? Okay, cool. Maybe it's not just me. Have you just have to reset the bobbin? Maybe. So I'm saying, like, maybe I just need to get a new bobbin. Okay, that's working. Like I said on the last one, it's working here. Let's see. Okay, so there's the second book cover. I just did the lines on the pink. Of course, the zigzag stitch doesn't really show very well. Let me go over it because I want it to look like actual zigzag. I'm gonna go over it. I don't care. Oh, and then I use a straight stitch. Why? Why would I do that? Okay, okay. Let me try that again. Let me actually set it to zigzag. I want it to be a nice zigzag, dang it. That looks like I messed up. I mean, like on the fabric. Oh my gosh. Why does it look like that? I'm going over it again. I don't care. It can't just look good on the last one. Okay, so here's our book cover. This one. So yeah, I think that looks really cute though. Not too much, you know, just a little bit. Okay, so it looks cute. So now we gotta do the last one, which is this pink and kind of green one. I'm wondering if I should do the blue or if I should go and switch to like a pink or I think I'll stay with the blue. All right, we'll just stay with the blue. Let me see what it looks like with the blue. I think it might look cute. Here's the zigzag. Okay, that looks pretty. It does look nice with the blue thread. Let's just keep it going with that. All right. Do I ever throw anything away? Yeah, I threw a lot of things away. But like that cover, like should I throw that cover away? No. No. Because it's a junk journal, you know what I mean? So, no. I've gone too far. I've gone too far. I try not to worry about making junk journals perfect. You know what I mean? Just stifles creativity. Sometimes there's beauty in imperfections, you know? I would know. I always feel like there's a way to fix things. I always try and be like, I could fix that. I could fix that. Like I've gone too far in this process to just throw it away. Okay, and I think for once, I think I am going to just leave this one by itself, just like that, because I think that would look nice. Yes, I do. Get this here. It's already 2:30. But I think I can get the covers covered. Okay. So, okay. am going to use the little girl's room, and then I'm going to come back and we can get these covered up. So give me one moment. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let me get my camera in place actually, because it needs to be face down and a little bit higher. Okay, I'll make sure my sound is good. Nope, it was too low. Okay, so we have these covers we just made. Let's move them off to the side so we can work one at a time. One on one. So we got these books and I gotta cut them up. So I got my little knife here. I like to kind of pull on them a little bit. Kind of separates this part right here. And this will get easier and you'll be less scared as you go along. As you make them. At first it's scary, but I know how to fix it if I break into it, into the spine I mean, so it's okay. So all just taking off the spine that attaches here. Perfect. Clean. Awesome. Let's do it on the other side. Kind of pull it a little bit again. And you want to cut between the spine here and the page. And I'm just doing kind of like little cuts. Little shallow cuts. Then you get the book. You add it to your pile of book pages that you got going on. God, I have such a pile of book pages. We'll be working with book pages tonight. I gotta do something with all of those. Okay. So now with this book, I need to make a new spine for it because it tends to When I put the fabric on it, it tends to get smaller, and this one's already really ridiculously small. So I need to put in a little spine for it. It's just going to be really tiny because this is a really tiny book. And what I'm using for it is actually, this is the box of a game board. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't stop that. Okay, so let's get a cut off of this here. These old books will make you sneeze, that's for sure. Hang on, I gotta get some peanut. Ew! Oh my god, gross. So my glasses, they slipped off my head as I was sneezing, and I sneezed onto my glasses. How gross. Okay, cool people problems, right? I know, such cool people problems. Okay. So let's do that, and then we're gonna let this, we gotta put this spine, this new spine in place with our handy dandy glue. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Journey and Crafty. Oh my god, it's so gross. Okay. Does this even have glue in it? Probably not. It seems pretty empty. Okay, it's got something. Okay, it's giving me something. Now I'm going to use my finger because I don't have any more sponges or brushes because I'm terrible. This is way too much glue, but we're doing it anyways. That was way too much glue. Again, this will just keep this in place so that way it doesn't move around on me. Just like that. And now what I want to do is I want to get out a paper clip and kind of attach this part of the spine here to it, because otherwise the edge of it tends not to glue down. Okay, so now that we did this, we're actually going to move on to the next junk journal. Give me one moment. All of a sudden, my nose can't stop. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so that is gonna glue itself down into that spine. So let's move on to the next one. We gotta let that dry just a tiny bit. Now that we gutted it. Okay, so the next one is this one. And here's my knife. Let's see. Don't want to cut into the spine, but don't be afraid because there's a way to fix that. Okay. Let's go over here. Okay. Again, add this book here to the pile. That pile is terrible right now. It's such if you can imagine 20 book the insides of 20 books. That's what I got over there. Okay, let's get this out the way again. This spine. We need to make the spine. Yeah, you're right. It's and in fabric too, I come to find that fabric creates a lot of freaking dust. A lot of dust. Yes, it does. That you are right. Okay, I'm going to use less glue on this one. Okay. Perfect. And then again, I am going to use paper clips here at the edge. Adhere that to its new spine. Hi, Gigi. Okay, so there we go. That goes with this book right here. I'm going to set that off to the side. And then we have the last book. Of course, we got glue on the thread because why not? Okay. So let's work on the cover here. There's kind of like a tape you usually have to break. It's pretty much all you want to cut. You do not want to cut through to the cover, but like I said, sometimes it happens. It happens. Come on. Oof. I need to get my husband to take this part off, or is it a whole new blade? Oh no, I think this one's a whole new blade type of deal. It is not cutting through that netting. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult, and sometimes you can cut them like butter. There we go. In between the netting now. Okay. Oh, I've been kind of piercing the book cover. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my bad. Wait, why is this happening? Okay. This one had to get messy. Had to get messy. I'm poking through the cover. It's okay so far, but ugh. Why is this so hard? It's normally not this hard at all. Come on. You're almost there. Okay. Okay. Because that material was really on that cover. Tossing that all to the side. Let's cut this. Ambu is asleep. He's right next to me. He's so silly. He has his toys right next to him in bed. He'll bring his toys wherever he goes. If he's sleeping with us, he'll make sure he'll bring his toys first, and then he'll snuggle up with us. He's such a silly boy. So he's asleep in his little bed. That's what he's doing. And usually this is not a problem right here. It looks like they kind of extended it. So I want to make sure and cut this off, because it does create bulk. Okay, whew, finally. Whew. That was quite the fight with this one. Quite the fight. Whew. It's all over my fingers too. What is this kind of glue? Oh, Right, it's the actual glue that I used. Hi, Tina. I see you, girl. I see you. Okay, let's see here. This one. Right there, that big. So let's make sure to cut that. There. Again, that is our new spine. It's pretty snug there. So let's get this glued down. Again, we're going to use not that much glue. I mean, we are going to use glue, but not too much. And I'm using Turbo Tacky Glue by Eileen's. It's my choice of glue. And now we put the spine into place. Yes. Get this excess glue out the way. Okay. And we need our paper clips. Oop, get it off of me. Make sure it's kind of not too high, not too low. Oh, come on. Come on now. Here we go. Paper clip here. Paper clip over here. Over here as well. Okay, so this has got to dry a little bit, just a tiny bit. And this is going to go with this book here. So that way I don't forget. This one's had literally a minute to dry. It's already pretty much good to go. So let's get the cover on. So the way we're going to do this is get all this thread off. Just because it bugs me. It doesn't harm anybody. It just bugs me. Oh yeah, that was terrible stitching right here. That was terrible. Okay, so we need to cut the corners of this. So actually, let's glue this down first before I forget. That's what I normally do. Oh, I don't have my brush. Oh wait, I have a sponge. Woo! I found a sponge. Woo, thank you. Thank the universe. Because, oh my gosh. I can't just like touch this whole thing. That would be insane. It's just kind of going to fart it out. Sorry for the inappropriate sounds. I hope I don't get demonetized. Okay, that's enough farts. Let's get a new bottle. Let's cut this. Okay. There we go. So let's get the sponge here and remove it along. Hey, Sandra, same person, she says. I got you. I see you. Okay, now we sponge out this glue. And the sponge does absorb glue, so you can press it down and it will release glue. So I guess that's a good thing. And I like to use this glue because it does dry fast. So that is why I like it. I'm going to get all the glue in all these little nooks and crannies here. Okay. What way does the fabric go on here? It goes like this. Okay. So let's try and do that. And let's get this in the middle. As much in the middle as you could possibly do. Like that. You get all this glue off my fingers because it drives me crazy. Drives me nuts. Okay. And then we need a bone folder or boning knife. I can't remember what it's called. And you try and get this into those grooves on the spine. Where's the other side of the spine? Sometimes it's hard to find where the spine is. It is. Okay. Kind of try and get it into the spine there. Okay. So after we do that part, now we get to worry about the edges here, which we are going to cut off, but we are going to leave a nice healthy amount there so that we can tuck it in. Ooh, my glue on my fingers. It's driving me crazy. And these I said I was going to use like a corner tuck spots or something. I'm not sure yet. But I keep saving them. Ah, I see what you mean, Sandra. Probably because I think your other one might have a different... I can't remember if you have an avatar, like a picture of yourself or something. Can't remember that. Okay, so we also have to cut into... Well, actually, no, we don't. That's fine. We don't actually have to do that. So I know I'm about to get more glue onto my fingers, but it just drives me crazy. Okay, so I'm going to be using the piece of heat and bond that I took off of this, basically, to help me adhere this down. So I'm going to add more glue, basically. And I'm going to brush it on, and this is going to help me catch the glue, basically. I don't have my baby wipes to help me clean it off of there, but you could use baby wipes to clean the glue off of this also. Hi, Wilma. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So let's get this here. And let's get this glued down. And with any other glue, I would tell you to like wait until it's tacky. But this glue is like absolutely already tacky, which is great. Which is just great. Okay. Let's do this other side. And I'm moving it a little bit over because there's glue right here. So that's why I slightly moved it over a little bit. So let's get a little bit here. It's probably going to need more than that amount of glue. Let's see who's here. Beverly's here. Grandma Snyder's here. And Kathy. Hi, you guys. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so that looks good so far. So let's get this where it's supposed to be. That cover is going to be so pretty. Can't wait to finish this whole collection. It's going to be so exciting. So let's get our glue onto the sides now. Okay. I'm going to put some glue here in these corners right here because we're going to use those to do a little bit of a tuck. Okay. So now what we're going to do is pinch the corner here. So we're just going to make sure that the corner is being hugged by the fabric. instead of kind of floating off into space. But the little corner is being hugged is the only way I can describe it. And then you fold it in after you do that little tuck spot. Just like that. See, this whole pink stripe ended up on the inside. Okay. And these whole flowers are going to be on the inside where you can't see it also. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. And then here's a little extra step to kind of score it the inside here too, because that does also need to be glued down, and there is glue here. So you do have to kind of force it down a little bit. Okay. Now let's cover this other side here. And I think I'm going to do the other ones probably on my own, just because I'm kind of hungry and I need a little bit of a break from crafting. It happens. It happens to all of us. We need to take a little break. But I will be back tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be doing something else junk journal related. So if you want to join me for that, again, you want to make sure that this corner here is pinched before you tuck it in, unless it's like perfectly made for this paper. Sometimes that happens where the corner is perfect and you don't need to pinch it. In any other case, you should probably pinch it. Okay. So here's this cover that I made today. There are other covers that I'm going to be working on, but I'll just do those on my own. But I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on this live. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. So do please make sure and subscribe if you like this kind of video. And I'll see you guys tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be doing something else. So thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys tonight. Bye, you guys. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Bye.